So 2020 is starting to shape out to be a glorious start to the decade for indies, and that couldn't be more true for the RPGs coming out this year in 2020. For me personally, RPGs are my favorite genre, and nobody tends to innovate more than indies. So this will be a part 1 of a multiple series of the top indie RPGs coming out in 2020, so please subscribe for more indie game content and like the video as it's so helpful to me as a content creator and it lets people know about these awesome games being developed. And in no particular order, let's start with none other than Game Deck. It's a cyberpunk RPG in which you have to solve crimes in virtual worlds. Game Deck takes its inspiration from classic tabletop RPGs where you have freedom to tackle any situation in multiple angles. The game features branching stories where your actions will shape the game world and even your own character's personality. As a Game Deck specialist, your job is to discover and exploit cheats hidden in the realities of their clients. This game definitely has a unique story and approach, and it's easily one of my top most anticipated indie RPGs of the year. Expect Game Deck to release sometime in 2020. Star Renegades is a turn-based RPG with some of the most beautiful pixel art graphics you'll see this year. In this RPG, you're outsmarting AI-driven enemies, developing friendships, and toppling galactic empires over multiple generations. Featuring a battle system in which interrupts encounters are going to be key to your success, as well as a procedurally generated mission-based campaign and intelligent AI that evolves as you move up in the ranks. Every playthrough in Star Renegades is unique, and every playthrough is never the same. This is sure to be an RPG you have to watch out for. This is set to release sometime in 2020. Death Trash is a post-apocalyptic pixel art game where humans have traveled the stars and some settled on the planet Nexus with ancient secrets and dangers. There was once machines who were protectors but have since been corrupted. You are a raider traversing through this land and surviving. The game features drop-in and drop-out co-op, adding to the replayability of this, and features complete free will. Kill everyone in sight in the game or be a complete pacifist. Death Trash also features the ability to customize your character through stats and making choices, making this a deep RPG experience. Death Trash is easily one of the best looking pixel art games coming in 2020, and with its semi-open world and RPG elements, it should be on everyone's radar. Eastward takes place in probably the most charming post-apocalyptic world I've ever seen. Featuring probably some of the best pixel graphics to date, the story here is the human population is starting to shrink to an all-time low. But John the Miner discovers a young girl named Sam deep underground, and these two then go on a journey to find the truth about her origins and the mysterious dealings happening all around the town and the creatures who have descended upon it. In Eastward, you're able to switch between both John and Sam, changing up the tactics, and you can fight several ways with a flamethrower, gun, or frying pan. The game also features characters you get to interact with that have quirky personalities. There is a lot to dive into with Eastward, and quite frankly, this has to be on the top of the list as one of the most anticipated indie RPG games of the year. Eastward is set to come soon in 2020. In Tainted Grail, the kingdom of Avalon is dying. King Arthur has passed away for some time now, and the Knights of the Round Table are a complete mess. Your village has now chosen its strongest and smartest warriors to take on an epic quest to reach Camelot and find the Holy Grail to save the land. Only you were not part of that group, and that first group has now died. Now you must take a ragtag group of heroes and try to save the land with all the odds stacked against you. The story here is unique and quite frankly fun. Tainted Grail features a dark fantasy open world with turn-based RPG combat that is sure to keep you engaged with decisions that shape how your game plays throughout your playthrough. This is easily one of the most anticipated games on this list and is set to release sometime in 2020.
Our legends died. Time to make some new ones.
Weird West is brought to you by the creators of Dishonored and Prey, and has you reliving the Wild West but with a completely different twist. A dark fantasy where you'll meet mystical creatures while going through with a posse you form, or you completely go at it alone. The story features branching story arcs where all your unique actions shape how the game plays out. Featuring an isometric view and action RPG elements, this title easily topped one of my most anticipated indie RPGs of the year. Weird West is set to release sometime in 2020. Unexplored II: The Wayfarer's Legacy is the sequel to the first by an upstart indie developer looking to bring number 2 into a more ambitious project. The art style completely changed and easily one of the most beautiful looking indie titles coming out this year. It's easy to see how this can be an action RPG to look forward to. In Unexplored II features some of the more roguelike procedurally generated goodness you've gotten to know from the first. In this adventure, your ultimate goal is to destroy the staff of Yendor, and you're tasked to explore forests, valleys, mountains, and even dungeons. Unexplored is looking to be a more immersive and fleshed out game than the first, and you can tell the momentum is carrying from that first title. Unexplored 2 is set to release sometime in 2020. It's easy to see that Isles of Aladar has taken a lot of inspiration from the Elder Scrolls series. Isles of Aladar is a single-player co-op fantasy game that you can play with up to 4 players who can take part in a big adventure together, or you can go completely solo. Featuring Elder Scrolls-like RPG systems like a speech skill, you can be sure that this is an RPG looking to replicate some of that Elder Scrolls magic. The game also features a part-level editor, so you can make full changes to the game and shape the world how you want, or take part in the many mods that other players make to enjoy the game in a variety of ways. Isles of Aladar is set to release in July 2020, and it even has a demo you can take part of right now if you're interested. The Waylanders might be one of the most ambitious indie RPGs of 2020. It's brought to you by some of the same people who have worked on titles like Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and Pillars of Eternity, and it's inspired by Dragon Age Origins and Baldur's Gate. In Waylanders, the land has been overtaken by corruptions of a once peaceful kingdom, but has since now split into multiple factions vying for the throne. Featuring romance and potential betrayal, and the ability to travel between eras, Waylander is definitely a story full of rich lore to explore. This tactical strategy combat RPG has to be easily one of the most anticipated indie titles of the year, and I'm personally looking forward to it. It's set to release sometime in 2020. Dismantle is a survival game, but out of all these games on the list, this will be one of my most recommended because I've worked hand in hand with Ton10, the developer, and they produce nothing but quality titles. Dismantle will have you exploring, fighting, leveling up, gathering, crafting, hunting, harvesting, and the list is just endless in this post-apocalyptic single-player adventure. With the ability to break over 99% of all the objects in the game, and the ability to hunt or tame animals for your zoo ranch, this game I hope is on your radar as it's on mine. Dismantle is set to release sometime in 2020, and with these titles being just the tip of the iceberg of excellent RPGs coming out in 2020, you can be sure to have a lot of fun with RPGs this year. With that said, please subscribe to this channel for part 2 that will be upcoming soon and more indie games coverage, and please hit the notification bell to be alerted of more of my content, and please hit that like button as it's so helpful. Thanks for watching here at Sunny Indie Gaming. I'm Sunny, and like always, I hope you guys all have a sunny day.